Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, pouring your coffee, turning on the news, and the anchor isn't talking about inflation or the election. They're saying the words you hoped you'd never hear in your lifetime. World War III has begun. Your hands go cold. Your coffee gets forgotten. And suddenly, everything you planned for next week doesn't matter anymore. There is a single body of water on this planet smaller than the state of Rhode Island that if it closes tomorrow, gas stations across America run dry within 10 days. Not in Iran, not in Israel. Here, in your city, your town, your street. The scary part? Iran knows this. They've known it for 40 years. And right now, for the first time in modern history, they might actually be desperate enough to use it. Your grandfather didn't talk much about the war, not because he forgot, but because he remembered everything. You'd catch him sometimes staring at the news, jaw tight, eyes distant, and you'd think, he's just tired. He wasn't tired. He was watching the same pattern repeat itself, the same excuses from politicians, the same, it won't go that far, the same world sleepwalking towards something nobody wanted to say out loud. He lived through it once. He knew exactly what the early warning signs looked like. And if he were sitting next to you right now watching Iran, Israel and America play this dangerous game in the Middle East, I think he'd put his hand on your shoulder and say, pay attention this time, because right now there is a strip of water 21 miles wide that your grandfather never had to worry about. But you do. Your kids do. Your grandkids do. And the people in power, they're already making their phone calls. The question is, are you paying attention before it's too late, or after? But here's what they won't tell you in the first headline: the real weapon Iran holds isn't a missile. It's something that flows through a narrow strip of water just 21 miles wide, and it powers your car, heats your home, and keeps grocery trucks moving across America. Stay with me. This is where it gets real. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're not talking about something distant or hypothetical. We're talking about a question that millions of Americans, over 45 people who remember the Cold War, who watched 9/11 live on television, who've seen enough history to know when something feels different, are genuinely asking right now. Could World War III actually happen? And if it did, what would your life look like 48 hours later? Because I promise you, it won't look like a movie. It'll look like your gas station with a bag over every pump handle. But the world right now. Let's be honest about where we are. The world in 2025 doesn't feel stable. It feels like a table with 3 legs and somebody keeps kicking it. Russia is still grinding through Ukraine, China is circling Taiwan, and right in the middle of all of this, there's a situation most Americans aren't fully tracking: Iran, Israel, and the United States. Here's a quick timeline so you understand how close we already are. Iran launched direct missile strikes on Israel. Not through proxy groups directly. Israel struck back, hitting Iranian military sites inside Iran's own borders. The U.S. has had warships in the region intercepting missiles mid-flight. We are not spectators in this conflict. We are already in it just quietly. And here's the detail that should make every American pay attention. Iran's nuclear program is closer to completion than it has ever been in history. Intelligence officials have said it publicly. The IAEA has flagged it in their own reports. If Iran crosses that nuclear threshold, everything changes. Overnight, Iran's real weapon. Now here's where I need you to really listen, because this is the part the mainstream news glosses over. Everyone talks about Iran's missiles, Iran's drones, Iran's proxies in Yemen and Lebanon. But Iran's most powerful weapon isn't military. It's geographical. It's called the Strait of Hormuz. I picture a narrow bottleneck of water sitting between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula, just 21 miles wide at its narrowest point. You could fit the island of Manhattan in it twice and still have room. Now here's why that tiny strip of water should matter to every single American. Roughly 20% of the entire world's oil supply passes through that strait every single day. Every day. That includes oil from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Iraq, and Qatar. Tankers line up like cars on a highway, moving billions of dollars of energy through that choke point 24 hours a day. Iran has publicly threatened multiple times to close the Strait of Hormuz if it is attacked or cornered. They have naval bases right on its shores. They have mines. They have fast attack boats. And they have anti-ship missiles pointed directly at it. Here's what closure of that strait would mean for you, sitting at home in America. Within days, oil markets panic. Prices spike before a single tanker is even stopped. Because markets run on fear. Within a week, gas prices at the pump could jump to $6, $7, $8 a gallon in certain states. Not slowly, fast. Within 2 to 3 weeks, because everything in America moves by truck, and trucks run on diesel, your grocery store shelves start thinning out. Shipping costs explode. Prices on everything from chicken to toilet paper go up. Within a month, heating oil in the Northeast, jet fuel for airlines. Manufacturing inputs across the country, all of it gets squeezed. We have strategic petroleum reserves, yes, but those reserves are designed to last about 30 to 60 days under normal drawdown conditions, not indefinitely. And here's the uncomfortable truth: the United States has reduced its dependence on Middle Eastern oil significantly over the last decade. We produce more domestically now than ever before. But oil is a global commodity. It's priced globally. When the Strait of Hormuz chokes, everyone feels it, including us, including you. Europe would be hit even harder. Japan, South Korea, countries that are our allies and our trading partners. A global economic shock of that scale doesn't stay overseas. It comes home. The domino effect. So let's connect the dots. Iran gets cornered. They shut the strait or even just threaten to shut it credibly. Oil spikes. Global markets panic. The U.S. is now facing a military conflict and an economic crisis simultaneously. Russia, which has been quietly supplying Iran with weapons and diplomatic cover, doesn't sit still. China, which imports massive amounts of Middle Eastern oil through that same strait, has its own calculations to make. And here's the twist. China and Iran signed a 25-year strategic partnership agreement. Trade, military cooperation, intelligence sharing, they are not strangers. One miscalculation. One ship in the wrong place. One missile that goes slightly off course, and the table with 3 legs finally tips over. What this means for you now, I want to be clear. I am not here to sell you fear. Fear is useless. Awareness is everything. The generation that survived World War II, your parents, your grandparents, they didn't make it through because they panicked. They made it through because they paid attention early. They prepared when others were still saying, "It won't happen." If you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, you have built something. A home, a retirement account, a family, a life. And the question you should be asking yourself isn't, could this happen? Because based on everything I just showed you, the honest answer is, it's closer than it looks. The question is, are you informed enough to protect what you've built? If this video made you stop and think that's exactly why I made it, hit the like button if you want more content like this. Share it with someone in your life who you think needs to hear it. Next week, I'm going deep on what families can actually do financially, practically, and logistically to be more prepared without going full doomsday. Real, reasonable steps. Subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you then. Stay sharp, stay informed, and look after the people around you.